development, but that's quite a tricky and loaded term, and also progression. And I'm not saying that means growth or that in terms of like politics, economics, and in any way. The future can be entirely deconstructed, and it could be chaotic, and it could be like non-linear. Some factual information, imagination, and it almost feels like there's this term in physics which I think has to do with like your trajectory and your velocity and work, and like I guess this whole idea of possibility is that starting point, like before something velocity shifts or before something is propelled. It's like that whole idea that possibility is that point before anything happens, but there are some factors that you need to like tip it over almost. So kind of like that starting point, and it being this kind of this object or this state of flux, but there's also something quite tangible about it. It can't really be creating lots of friction or stress or feeling forced. So I feel like this would be something that's a bit forced. A change I would like to make would be to live in a space that feels less heavy. I'm looking for a new flat and I want it to be a very warm space that's very well designed and that I can call home for a long time, and that looks nice and has lots of objects in it that I like, and is spacious and is flexible and fluid and allows me to grow. So I'm looking for a flat that I hopefully will find by the end of next month, and will be in for quite a while. Imagines can be seen, whether or not that's physically, whether or not that's even theoretically, but the tangibility of something being tangible means that it not only has the potential and possibility to exist, but it can be imagined in some way. And the kind of environment that you're in, or the tools and materials that you have, whether or not physical or not, allow for this thing to at some point be possible. And being very light and airy and having high ceilings, and the two key things for this flat for me, the first, if this is the bathroom, is having a bathtub. That's very important. I like to soak in, and having a nice kitchen.
I guess I'm going to go with what I know.
Okay.
Food.
Okay. Cool.
Right? Because I think that's something. I went to a exhibition at the V&A recently talking about like the manufacturing of food, about how we're going to feed people in the future, and how we're going to deal with sustainability and also growing populations and climate change, and how that's all going to fit into, I mean, in that I'm a chef, how it's going to fit into my future, for example.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes so many ways, right? Because it's how we're going to deal with technology and food, and how that's going to approach my livelihood, for example. I guess a very prominent change right now I could make would be to be more decisive and less of a warrior.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really easy, particularly because I'm out of work and facing a big month of change. It would be nice to be more decisive, straight like an arrow.
Yeah.
Rather than washing around and not really knowing what to do. I am very good at thinking of all the possibilities and quite bad at narrowing them down to. And I also find when I do narrow them down, it's often chance. It's like things happen, and then suddenly I'm going down that road, because the practicality of it all always sits really forefront. But mostly visualizing in a very I really definitely imagine what could happen, and think through what that would be like, and then imagine a different possibility and think through what that would be like, and then in fact all day today I've speculated particularly about the cooking of the venison, because it turns out, because it's not really the season for venison, and even though the groom really wanted it, it's obviously not the season. So we're having to buy it in frozen, and it will only be available the day before, and so where I suddenly defrost any time and like.
I feel like expectations more clean cut. I feel like even if you won't admit it, you know what you're waiting for. So very sort of endless. But it's also abstract. That's when expectation meets possibility, overcomes it, becomes dominant. Your expectations always override possibility. When you speculate, you open yourself up to thinking about other things. Things like spring, chickens. I suppose hope is a lot more figurative in my head. Almost like a bonfire, I suppose, waiting to be ignited. The fear that it won't, and the need for it to ignite. Destiny doesn't let a bonfire not be a bonfire. I suppose just the death of the rainforest and everything. I think that's a possibility because hopefully it doesn't. There's a chance for it to change. Engaging, almost too engaging. It did help me think. But I feel like I could explain myself and I could better when I can make them into something that you would understand. Or at least my version of the future is sometimes hard to say.